け翼。
僕たちの攻撃はまだ終わりじゃないぞ。相手に判断する間も与えず勝負を決めてやるぜ。一気に決めるぜ。くらえ。
Yo yo yo, hey guys, how are you? Weiss here with weirdly placed Bremen players, Schester, Victorino and Margus. And let's dive right in. Ike! Schester, bewitching ball touch, Bremen's graceful playmaker wows the female fans with his dribbling and through passes, enabling the strike force of Margus and Victorino. Schester is a skill-type German midfielder that can be played either as a defensive or attacking midfielder. Schester comes in with 3 hidden abilities: Bond 1.5% with 3 or more agility type club players, High Baller providing the player within the penalty box that receives a pass from Schester with a high ball, Bumping Ground Resistance, which is useful for clearing event stages, as we noticed that the new hidden ability stages include weather effects. Schester is equipped with a new club team skill, All-Stat 20% with 5 or more skill-type club players. We do feel that at this point, this team skill is rather redundant since most players are non-Japanese anyway, so actually using the regular skill-type Super Solidarity for non-Japanese will make much more sense. However, it might become relevant when the J-League players are introduced. His passive full body stand grants him up to 30% special skill force bonus, pegged to his stamina threshold. The passive itself is one of the top tier passives, but it's more impactful for players that can either score or prevent goals. His main skill, Hard Check Interception, capped at 440 momentum and requires 355 stamina, is the best skill S rank for him for now. He is rounded up with 2 A rank sub skills, High Speed Through Ball and Quick Step. Schester's stat allocation is decent, but not great, as some of his points were allocated into his shot, which is, I don't know. It would have been better if it went to his speed. He is leaning more towards a defensive type utility player that can keep possession reasonably well. However, he only comes in with 1087 stamina, which might affect his effectiveness due to his passive and make him unable to support multiple S-rank skills. Now, we suggest going with a utility build: 16 dribble tackle, 18 speed, 17 pass intercept, and 16 technique. This build offers more flexibility as it will keep Schester viable as either defensive or attacking midfielder. Schester's in-match parameters look decent for a character with full body stand. His intercept is ahead with 12.2k, and his dribble, pass, and tackle are all well above 10k. Do note that these figures are inclusive of our suggested limit break. Assuming that Schester starts with fresh with full stamina, Hard Check Interception hits at staggering 69.6k, Teamwork Combination at 68.8k, Grand Jumping Pass at 68k, and both Magnificent Jumping Dribble and Straight Tackle are at 64.8k force. Do note that after Schester's third defensive action, these figures will weaken significantly. Now, for his skill build, we suggest replacing A High Speed Through Ball with S Grand Jumping Pass and A Quick Step with Magnificent Jumping Dribble. Drop him an S Teamwork Combination if you have Margus in your team, and finish him off with a Straight Tackle. Final thoughts on Schester. This Schester is, spoilers, is considered the best of the 3, but by far not an incredibly good player. Do know that he is a normal gacha player, so for those who already have viable anniversary players, he might not be that great to go after. I'd say just wait for the SSR tickets and get him from there. Victorino, sprint on new ground, is the speedy Black Panther of Bremen, linking up with Schester and Margus. Victorino is an agility type Uruguayan forward. Victorino comes in loaded with 4 hidden abilities: Bond 1.5%, stat for his teammates with 3 or more skill-type club players; Hotline Chester, 10% to stats for his next action after receiving the ball from any version of Chester; Wakabayashi Killer, 20% against Genzo; lastly, bumping our resistance for some not-so-serious PvE action. Victorino comes with Super Solidarity for Agility type club players 20%. His passive is Penalty Area Master, grant him an additional 10% stat with the penalty area. His main skill is a very underwhelming S-rank header, 1 trap shot capped at a mere 420 momentum and requires 285 stamina per use. This skill is surely not worthy of your investment, so please think twice before dropping black balls on it. He comes in with 2 A-rank sub-skills, Panther Shot and Panther Dribble. There is nothing particularly eye-catching when it comes to Victorino's stat spread. His most prominent stat is his shot at 7.7k, supported by a 6.8k power, which is not very exciting when compared to the meta forward. His speed is quite low for the usual Victorino. I wonder why. Now for his limit break, we suggest going for the run and gun build, 25 dribble, shot, speed, and power. This build should improve the only 2 areas that Victorino is good at. As you can see from the table, Victorino's in-match parameters look mediocre even with his passive included. Outside the box, Panther Dribble hits 47.3k, and Panther Shot is at an undesirable 59.8k force. Inside the box, Panther Shot improves but still not relevant at 65.7k, and his high-speed bicycle shot is at disappointing 64.4k. Assuming that he receives the full passive inclusive of Hotline and Wakabayashi Killer on top of Penalty Area Master, his 1 trap shot is still at mere 74k force, but high speed bicycle shot it's a decent 81.9k. For his skill build, Victorino is not the brightest crayon in the box at many standards, but if you are a hardcore Victorino fan and really need a skill build, consider replacing his A Panther Shot and Panther Dribble with the S versions, finish off his build with high speed bicycle shot and Panther Volley. Final thoughts on Victorino? No thanks. Manfred Margus, cut in target man, is the battering ram of Bremen with his post play and area strikes. Margus is a toughness type German forward. Margus comes in equipped with 4 hidden abilities: Bond 1.5%, stat for his teammates with 3 or more toughness type non-Japanese players. Note that this bond is not limited to just toughness type club players. Hotline Chester, 10% to stat for his next action after receiving the ball from Chester. Wakabayashi Killer, stat 20% against Genzo Wakabayashi and bumping our resistance for some PvE action. Margus comes in with Super Solidarity for toughness type club players, all stat 20%. His passive is Penalty Area Master that grants him an additional 10% with the penalty area. His main skill, Spearhead, is S-ranked hitter capped at 475 momentum and costs 400 stamina. This is by far his best S-rank hitter, and it has the higher goal judgment of 95% compared with the high ankle hitter at 90%. Similarly, with his teammates released in his banner, he comes in with A-rank sub-skills. Margus' stat allocation looks as mediocre as Victorino at first glance, with his shot at 7.6k and power at 7.1k. Fortunately, Margus has a very good rating for high ball, granting him an additional 25% bonus in stat when he receives one. Other than that, he doesn't have a lot going on for him. He is rather slow with his only 5.6k speed, and his stamina pool is just over 1k, which is probably enough since you should only be utilizing him as a hitter. Limit break wise, you should go with 25 shots, speed, power, 21 pass, and 4 technique. This should improve his chances of scoring and also supplement his lack of mobility. For his parameters, Margus is rather dependent on his passive to be somewhat relevant, as you can see from the table. The only thing going for him is his hitter at 17.4k with his limit break and passive included. Without Chester on the pitch supplying him with a high ball, Spearhead is decent at 82.8k. Assuming he receives a ball from Chester, Spearhead becomes impressive at 90.3k force and over 100k force against Wakabayashi. Now for his skill set, we suggest replacing A Indomitable Germanic Spirit and Germanic Dribble with its respective S versions. Drop him an S High Ankle Hitter or A Strong Pass to help him with battle against special skill blockers. Finish his build off with S Teamwork Combo if you have Schester on your team. Honestly, Margus only needs to focus on his post play and can't really do anything else. Final thoughts on Margus. This Margus, along with most of his versions, is heavily dependent on being a header. The only other version of Margus which can actually score without a header is the Dreamfest version. So expect this Margus to be a statue waiting for a header and nothing else. Final thoughts. There isn't much to say about this banner. It's a normal gacha filler banner for those who would like to build a new type of team, which is a type-based club team. However, the start of building such a team isn't really a good one, but you might get surprised if they start to pump out Dreamfest club players. Let's see how the future holds in for such a team. Thank you guys so much for watching us. I hope you guys had fun with watching the Bremen review. So, have you guys seen the last video for Suckle with Tsubasa? His voice is so good. Please watch it right here. See you guys and goodbye.